Good evening, afternoon, evening. Welcome to the second segment of our first ever GLCA virtual open house. During this segment, we will highlight our work-based learning and education professions program. My name is Jay Davis. I'm the Assistant Director here at the Greater Lafayette Career Academy. I want to thank those of you tuning in live to us for joining us. If you missed the broadcast, we'll be making recordings and putting them on our website very soon. The purpose of this open house is to inform students, give them kind of a virtual look inside our building, and also a chance to meet the instructors that they will have when they begin coming here in the fall. A couple of general notes I'd like to mention. Transportation. We get a lot of questions about transportation to and from the Greater Lafayette Career Academy. All of the school corporations that send students here provide bus transportation. We're located right on the corner of Teal Road and 18th Street in the old Lafayette Life Insurance Building. And one note is that currently the entrance to our Career Academy is off of 18th Street. The Teal Road entrances were for the old building, and they're no longer functional right now. So if you want to enter our building, you'll want to come south on 18th Street from Teal Road and take your first left-hand turn up to where the primary entrance to the building is. Buses will pull in each and every day for pickup and drop off, and students are also allowed to drive. We have ample parking, and I'm going to have our technician give you a little view of our parking lot right now. So I think we have somewhere around 250 parking spots out here, so plenty of parking for those students who choose to drive each day to and from the Career Academy. We have two class sessions here at the Career Academy. We have a morning session and an afternoon session, and the morning session runs from approximately 8 in the morning until 10:10 in the morning, and then our afternoon session begins around noon and lets out somewhere around 2:10 p.m. each day. If you want to stay up to date on happenings here at the Career Academy, please go to our website located at www.glcareeracademy.com. You'll find resources such as student handbooks, curriculum guides, which will give you information about dual credits and certifications you can earn in our programs. We also have an active Twitter page now. Also use that same web address to find our Twitter account, and we're posting videos and upcoming events on our Twitter account as well. So enough about the introductions. You guys that are tuned in want to learn more about your program, so we're going to take you inside and we'll let you take a little virtual tour around the first floor of our building and walk you down to the education's professions and work-based learning classroom. We are nearing what we like to call the atrium part of our building. A lot of students like to hang out here. We have plenty of USB connections to charge phones or to work on homework, plug your laptop in, plug your phone in, so plenty of time to spend here. Also wanted to let you know as we're walking down to Mrs. Vernon's classroom that the GLCA will comply with all decisions set by the school corporations in Tippecanoe County, along with the Tippecanoe County Health Department in regards to COVID-19 safety, procedures, and regulations. This local guidance will help to create the safest possible environment for GLCA students and staff. This is the back hallway we're coming down on the first floor of the Career Academy as we make our way down to the Education Professions Work-Based Learning Classroom. And we've arrived to the classroom. So I'll be turning the microphone over to our work-based learning and education professions instructor, Mrs. Vernon.
Good evening. I'm Mrs. Vernon, and I'd like to take an opportunity to talk to you just a little bit about a couple of programs that we have at the Greater Lafayette Career Academy that you might be interested in. First of all, I'll talk a little about the Education Professions program. And, you know, if you've thought about being an athletic director, or maybe you want to be a coach or a school guidance counselor, classroom teacher, or even an administrator, social worker, then this might be a program for you to consider. So here's how the program works. You'll come to the GLCA for 1 day a week, and then the other 4 days a week, you're going to be able to go out into the local community, into the preschools or elementary schools or middle school, and take a look and see what it's actually like to be a teacher. During semester 1, you will spend the first 3 weeks here at GLCA. And during that time, we're going to do things that will help you when you get to the classroom. And we'll do things such as develop and deliver instruction, learn how to teach in small groups, create and execute lessons, take a look at differentiate learning styles of students, recognize individual learner needs. We will take a look at constructive or utilize constructive playtime and conducting reading and story time. So those are some of the things that we will help you learn in order to prepare you to go out into the community. So you'll spend the first 3 weeks, or usually until around Labor Day during a typical school year, learning these things. And then after that, you'll spend 1 day a week here at GLCA. And then the other 4 days a week, you're going to go out into the community and visit those other schools. Now, if you have a certain teacher that you really have enjoyed, working with, or maybe you had that person in class, what better way for you to learn their secret to success than perhaps being with them? So if you have a particular place in mind, we can help establish that as long as the teacher and the principal approve. If you're not sure exactly where you want to go, then we have to have you narrow down maybe your grade level desire, or perhaps the school that you'd like to go to. And then from there, once we get permission from the principal and teacher, we can put you into that placement. So we do a lot of other different things with our Education Professions program. If you've ever heard of a Junior Achievement JA for a Day, we like to have students participate in that because it gives you an opportunity to experience other teachers and other classrooms. If you work with first grade, all of semester 1, you might never know the joy of working with a 4th or 5th grade student. And let me give you an example of this. My mother taught first grade for 39 years before she retired. Absolutely loved it. It was the ideal job for her. She said first grade was the best grade to ever teach, and she would never consider moving to a different level. Well, then once she retired, she decided she got bored at home, and so she did some long-term subbing for some other teachers at different grade levels. And what she discovered was she was wrong. The first grade was terrific, but there was a lot of joy in those 4th graders or 5th graders or 3rd graders that she missed out on all of her career. So when we participate in the JA for a Day, it gives you an opportunity to experience some of those other classroom grade levels and other teachers and other school buildings to see what the different climates might be like. Another couple of things that we did this past year, we went to Be a Teacher Day, and this was a program down in Indianapolis. And for Be a Teacher Day, it was sponsored by FCCLA, and they put together several workshops or sessions that talked about going to college in the education profession arena. And they took a look at student loan payments and what the life of a college student might be like and what your student teaching opportunity and experience might be like. And the kids really enjoyed that day. And then we went and had dinner downtown Indianapolis. And then the students got to go to a Pacers game that evening. So it was a really, really fun trip. But it just had a lot of opportunities for bonding with the students in class. So that was a lot of fun to do. Another thing I would like to kind of tell you about is our dual credit opportunities for education professions. We have right now 12 credit hours available with Ivy Tech for both education professions 1, and then if you complete the second year in education professions 2, there are 12 credits available, and we already have that articulation agreement in place. We are currently working with Purdue to try to get our plan going for the next couple of years. So that one is still a work in progress, but we have the Ivy Tech dual credits already in place. They're ready to go. So you do have those opportunities available as well. Once you get out of high school and you have those dual credits, you can use those to be applied towards your teaching license as you go through the program. Or you may be able just to use that to go right into the workforce if you'd like to be a teacher assistant or work as a teacher's aide during the school day. So that's a little bit about the Education Professions Program. Do you want me to go on to work-based learning, or do you want to address any questions about ed professions?
I think you did a really good job covering all the profession stuff that we have. I didn't see anything new pop up, so let's go ahead and just
Okay, very good. Okay, so with work-based learning, this is a program where students are eligible to go to school for a half a day and then have an early release schedule for the other half of the day. When you are released, you are able to go to work in hopefully a career that is something related to what you want to do when you get out of high school or even college. Students have to work 15 hours a week, and during that 15 hours a week, you also have the opportunity to earn up to 6 high school credits, which also can work as electives for your diploma, and that is for a two semester program. Now you will come to GLCA 1 day a week, and then the other 4 days a week you are able to go out and start working. During the 1 day a week we're at GLCA, we do a lot of things that will help you refine your skills. But one of the more important things that we work on is your e-portfolio. With your e-portfolio, we help you develop your resume, your cover letter, how to fill out applications either online or on paper properly, how to do interviewing. And this is good not just for the job market, but also for college applications and college scholarships. So it's not just for the workforce, but also has a lot of other good applications as well. Some of the other things that we like to cover, but you'll really get more of an opportunity to learn these things with your real world experience, is things like what we call soft skills or your essential skills. And both employers and college professors really try to hone in on these skills. And they say that they can teach students how to perform an operation, but these are some things that it's hard to come by, like time management or cooperation and good interpersonal skills, teamwork, communication, leadership. You learn flexibility, adaptability, problem-solving skills. Again, these are things that as you are working, you are refining on your own, and it really goes a long way in the employment field and also in the collegiate field. Some of the different career paths where we have students working, we've got students that are in hospitality and tourism. We've got a lot of students that work in retail, marketing or merchandising, culinary arts, healthcare, veterinary care, financing and banking. So we have a lot of opportunities for students to try out different career areas to see if they might like it. And it's not only tells you what you do like to do, but it also shows the student what they don't like to do. And these two programs I like to call the try before you buy program, because it gives you a chance to get out there and see what it's like to be a teacher or to work day in and day out in the educational field. Or if you want to go into hospitality and tourism, is that just that's just not working on a cruise ship, but it's also booking opportunities for you to visit Lafayette or visit West Lafayette, or to see what's happening in downtown Indianapolis, or to be some sort of an event planner. There's a lot more that's involved in all of these opportunities. So again, it really gives you that chance to try it out before you get to college. And it's so important for you to take a look at your different career areas before you get to college. I know a lot of students change their majors 1 or 2 times, 2 or 3 times, but every single time you change your major, it costs money and it costs a lot of time. And I'm going to sort of conclude with personal experiences, if you will. My oldest daughter thought she wanted to be a pharmacist. And, she had done all of the research. She knew exactly what college she wanted to go to, who had the best program. And mind you, this was a 5-year, $60,000 a year investment. So we're talking about $300,000 she wanted to put towards her education, which is fine. That's what she really wanted to do. So she did a work-based learning internship her senior year. And she discovered within a couple or 3 weeks that pharmacy was not at all what she thought it was like. And she was really disappointed because she thought she had done the research. She looked it up online. She watched videos and she really thought she had a good handle on it. My niece is a pharmacist and she talked to her all the time. And like I said, she really thought she knew what it was going to be like. But once she experienced it for herself, she decided it wasn't in the cards. So her second semester, she still worked at the hospital, but was in a different department. She absolutely loved it. So she went on to college. She majored in biology and then she went to grad school, and she she just graduated in May, and she is a certified physician assistant now. And, had she not had that experience as a pharmacy, or working with a pharmacy, she might have just gone down the wrong path. And like I said, it's a $300,000 investment. So that's a lot of money to consider and a lot of time as well. Then my youngest son, he had an awful lot of dental problems when he was younger. And so his orthodontist really had a huge impact on his life. She was very inspiring, very positive, very enthusiastic. And so he thought, maybe I want to be a dentist or an orthodontist. So he did an internship with her, loved every single minute of it. He continued to go back and work during the summers for her. And now he's getting ready to start his 4th year of dental school. And so that was a huge influence on him. So it worked out just perfect. And, from the get-go, he knew that it was the right decision, but he might not have known if he wouldn't have had the experience. All right. Then finally, I'm going to end on my youngest daughter who, in high school, she had no idea what she wanted to do. She was just clueless. She took a few classes here and there. Nothing really struck her interest. But she thought she had an obligation right out of high school to go to college. So she did. And, she took class here and class there. And again, nothing was spurring her interest. And after a year, she didn't do very well. She was pretty disappointed because she still had no clue what she wanted to do. So she took a gap year. She worked and saved quite a bit of money. And then she went to Bloomington, and she's now finally found a path that I think she's going to enjoy, which is terrific, except that, she's almost 22. Her best friends are all just about done with college, and they're getting ready to start their careers. And she still has 2 or 3 years left because she wasn't sure what she wanted to do. She did not have those experiences or any sort of a program that inspired her when she was younger to really give her that, burst of enthusiasm or energy for a career. So, there's not a thing wrong with changing your mind as you go to college. You can change your major, and sometimes you can do it pretty seamlessly without it adding a lot of time or a lot of money. But if you can kind of explore some of these career areas first, it can give you a leg up on the competition and help really get you there just a little bit faster. So with that, I will entertain any questions. One thing I guess overlook on the work-based learning, I know some students come to the program and they already have a job, and that's great. They can, keep that job if that's something that they're wanting, to stick with for the rest of the year. But you never know what opportunities might present themselves. I had a student who had a job she loved. This past year, she really, really enjoyed it, but her true passion was in hospitality and tourism. And so about 2-3 months into the school year, we had an opportunity where she was able to join a hospitality employer, and that really showed her the ropes. And so we were able to sort of switch gears a little bit. She ended up keeping both jobs just so that she could make a little bit of extra money. But some students come in with a job that they want and are able to keep it. Other students, partway in the year, they may just, have a change of heart. And there's nothing wrong with trying to explore different opportunities. That's how we learn, and it's how we grow, is being able to see different things. And the same with our education professions. Do you have to have the same teacher for the entire year? You absolutely do not. In fact, I encourage students to try different grade levels and different teachers, maybe in the same school, but I encourage, you to try different opportunities in order to see what else is out there.
Okay, so I guess one of the questions, and they can't hear me very well, so you have
Okay.
to basically read the question.
Okay.
But, so it sounds like, coming into the program, if they don't have any work experience, what does that look like?
If they come into the program with no work experience, we will start off on their resume and try to get this built up for them so that when they go out to employers, they've got something they can take with them in hand. And, no one has zero work experience, because if you have a dog at home, I'll bet you've had to take the dog out for walks, or maybe you've got a grandma that you have to help her with her garden because, she doesn't get around very well. So there's all sorts of opportunities in your life that can count as some sort of experience to show that you're responsible and that you can perform a job. So we will help work on some of those skills. And then with that, and, after really doing some sort of self-exploration so that we know where the interests lie, that will help us go out and try to find a job that will make the student get some accessibility to some career choices.
Okay, then secondarily, so what if the worst happens and they lose their job? How's that going to affect their course?
Okay, well, that's one of those gray areas, because it all depends on what the situation is. And I'll give you a couple of examples. Several years ago, I had a student who called in sick. And what happened was he went out and went fishing all day, and the employer caught him out fishing. And so he was terminated. And from that point, we had to remove them from the program, because that's one of those issues where it's pretty black and white. You violated the company policy, and things such as theft or too many no-call, no-shows. Those are more situations we can draw a line in the sand with. However, there are going to be some issues where maybe the student's laid off because the economic turndown has forced layoffs in the company. So if a student loses their job through no fault of their own, then we are able to try to find another job, or maybe they will find another opportunity. But we work with them very closely to try to get those so we can recoup and recover those credits. So again, I can't definitely say one way or the other, because it really does depend upon the situation.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, very much. Thank you very much for this opportunity. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your summer. If you have any sort of questions, please look me up on the GLC website and give me an email so I can try to respond.